Welcome, butterflies. We have entered the new earth, and in this paradigm, you're remembering how to magnetize your good to you. So on this channel, I provide you with videos that keep your vibration high and your frequency tuned. I'm your host, El Benet. Welcome to Inner Cosmetics. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am El Benet, your host on Inner Cosmetics. Today's conversation is centered around two important elements that we're taught at a young age that are far from us. But now that we are where we are, we're understanding that these two elements are not actually very far away at all. In fact, they're within us and they're around us. One of those elements is God. Myself, if you read my memoir, They Made Me Do It. I was raised in a cult, many of you already know, and it was a religious one, and one that taught me, like so many of us, that God is outside of us. And where I am now, as I continued on my journey, is discovering it's always about getting closer and closer to yourself, or you could say to truth. And that's always going to be a continual journey, something that's never ending. Truth is always going to evolve, just like you. You're going to always evolve as well. And God is within. And it's really important to bring all of this truth closer to you, because it's about empowering yourself and intentionally creating. And that other source is space. The other element that you're taught that's so far away is space. And when these things are brought closer, God within and the space around, and we acknowledge those elements and we work with them. I began working with space this week, and boom, and it's supposed to be, right, different experiences, because we're alchemists, and we're relearning, remembering how we create, and what is this, and what. Just be curious and have fun, because this journey can get so overwhelming if we allow it. We begin having a tendency perhaps to be so structured and serious, and we're at war. And when you remember, don't forget the fun aspects of this. Don't forget to laugh. Don't forget to play. That's all part of it. It's not meant to be so serious. And in fact, it makes it even more joyful when we can relax. And so with space, how are you associated or introduced, I should say, to space? Wow, it's far away, up in the sky. When people are up there in space, they're floating around. So that image of space is so far in your mind from your ability to reach it that you don't even consider the space around you. So it's the same concept as God initially was taught so far from us, but now we brought that force, we recognize where the source lies within. And so do the same with space, because quite frankly, neither of those elements you can see. You can't see the God inside of you. You can't see the space around you. But when you work with them, when you acknowledge them and their presence, they're invoked and they're there. So I was literally on the phone with my brother, and something I had desired, right then and there, boom, someone, my agent, we haven't corresponded. We have a beautiful relationship. She's awesome. We haven't corresponded in almost a year and a half. And she contacts me about this position and this big opportunity. Everything's big, really. And I'm sitting there and I said, I didn't even put it together that I had just begun working with space in my creation until I shared it with my brother. Because when he called, I was on several calls. I'm trying not to make this too confusing. One called my brother, the other brother calls in, and I share with him, about me creating with space. And he says, that's amazing. Do you recognize that it happened how it did? I didn't actually think about me stepping into working with space. But this has been just this week, guys. I say all that, cut through all the confusion. I say all that to say, working with space, I've seen the difference. And we're not here trying to speed things up. That happens naturally. You're always simply just getting closer to yourself. And as you do that, things are going to seemingly happen instantaneously. But it's only because you're getting closer to yourself, closer to truth, which is always evolving. So remember not to have such a tight grip on truth, because when we do, you might feel a little bit of misalignment because you're always ascending, you're always growing. Allow truth to grow with you as well. So be flexible on not holding too tightly on truth as you evolve. Allow truth to evolve with you. And so back to space, artists. There's a term when artists create using negative space. It's actually a term. Look it up. And negative space is when an artist takes that blank space and that turns into the subject of the artwork. And it's so funny and so beautiful because it's the same thing that you can do. And what I did when I created something so magnificently, so quickly, seemingly quickly, using this space around you, literally around you, and create the subject. It's the subject. It is the topic. It is here. It is the artwork. Space is not far away. It's not far away. So even that, we get to bring that closer. And I'm out here, feel the breeze. What do you think that is? And the waves, feel that. And your thought waves. So I envision my mind are thought waves that are coming into this space, and it's an aura around me, and I can speak to it. And they fuse. There's a fusion between them. So get more familiar with the invisible. Get more comfortable with the invisible. Speak more to the invisible. And you're going to watch as your reality shifts, as you bring the invisible closer and as you bring the invisible in. And that is going to wrap up our conversation around those two elements and creating with the God within and the space around. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I love our conversations, your comments that you offer. They are thought-provoking. They energize me as well. So never feel that because I'm on one side of the camera that I don't feel your energy. I do. And it's appreciated and it's welcomed. So thank you for that. And I will see you guys all on the next video. Thank you for subscribing and being here. Sending you love.